What's up, guys? If you've been around the channel for a while, you probably know by now that looking strong and feeling strong are two entirely different concepts. If you've ever felt strong at the top of a squat, lunge, or any single leg movement, but completely lose all tension, power, control at the bottom, this video is for you. What's very interesting is that most people often default to thinking that this is just a strength issue. My glutes are weak, I just need to get stronger. But in reality, it's often rarely the case. In many cases, it's often a control issue. And once control disappears, strength has nowhere to express itself. I see this all the time with athletes, hockey players, and people who just train hard. They're disciplined, they're consistent, but certain positions just feel unstable or powerless, especially in the bottom range of motion. The key to understanding this is that your body doesn't just lose strength in the bottom range of motion. It loses options. Okay, so what's actually happening when we descend into a deep position? Our bodies have to manage a few things at once. Joint alignment, balance, trunk stability, and tension through the hips. And if just one of those systems can't keep up, your body will naturally find a workaround. And that's when you'll begin to see things like the back rounding, the pelvis tucking, the knees shifting, or the glutes just nowhere to be seen. And for context, I always have to come back to this, but it's not inherently that your glutes suddenly got weak. It's that your nervous system doesn't fully trust that position yet enough to apply force there. So it pulls the handbrake. Now, these are the big questions people often ask. Is it ankle mobility? Is it hip mobility? Is it weak glutes? The honest answer is sometimes all of the above, sometimes none of the above. Because mobility without control doesn't solve the problem, and strength without stability just reinforces compensation. What actually matters is if your body can stay organized in that position, and there's a few things that we have to tie together for that to happen, but it's, can you keep your rib cage stacked over your pelvis? Can you maintain tension through the foot and hip? Can you breathe without collapsing? Because if you can't breathe, you don't own the movement. Of course, these cues change with respect to different movements, but if we can't maintain proper positioning, your body will always default to the strongest available strategy, even if it's insufficient. Because taking the path of least resistance oftentimes means compensating with other muscle groups. That is why just go harder, just push deeper, oftentimes makes things worse. A better question to ask is, where do I start losing control in this movement? And if it's the ankles, the hips, the glutes, like really audit yourself. How does it feel? Take a video of yourself. How does it look? It is a learning process, I won't lie, but if you can build that intuition, that is the path to get there, and it can be applied to any exercise that we do. In the last video, we talked about pistol squats. We talked about how touchdown squats are a regression to get there. As you progress, you begin sweeping your leg into the movement more and more, but so many people build up that platform higher and higher and higher before they've actually corrected their own tension and alignment. I couldn't stress this enough, that hinge in that touchdown squat is essential. And if you lose that hinge, then it doesn't matter how deep you're going, because you're losing tension, you're losing alignment, and ultimately you're not taking care of your weak links. And I'll use myself as an example for this. I myself struggled a lot with butt wink in the bottom range of motion of my squats. Whenever I would try to go too deep with too much load, I would inevitably lose control. This is what creates plateaus, and this is the difference between just getting there and getting there safely with control. Control first, then depth, then load. To be honest, this is what one-on-one hybrid coaching looks like. Not random exercises, not just pushing numbers for the sake of it, but identifying where someone's movement pattern is breaking down, restoring options in those positions with the proper aggressions, and then building strength on top of that foundation. Often one small adjustment changes everything. If this resonated with you and you want a second set of eyes on how you move, I do offer individualized assessments, ongoing coaching, programming, you name it, we do it all. Online or in person, link will be in the description or in the bio. No pressure, no obligation, just finding out what your body needs. Thanks for watching, guys. I truly appreciate it. If you found value in any way in this video, please let me know in the comments below exactly what you're training for, if you're a calisthenics athlete, if you're a hockey player, what you find useful, and where we can all grow together. See you guys in the next one.